You're listening to Big Blend Radio, Champagne Sunday Show with Nancy and Lisa, the publishers of Big Blend magazines. And as you know, we travel full-time on our Love Your Parks tour. And our Love Your Parks tour has taken us to Palisade, Grand Junction, all part of the Grand Valley, which is, as they say here, the western slope of Colorado.
Yes,
it's in the heart of
slope.
It's the western slope. I know everyone's like, we're the east end, we're the west end. No, we're on the slope, man.
Yes.
But we're right at the base of Mount Garfield, Grand Mesa, which is, I believe, the largest mesa, flat-top mesa in the world. We are surrounded by vineyards, and we're in a beautiful bed and breakfast called Vistas and Vineyards. And so we're right in Palisade, which is the capital of peaches, or the peach capital. And it's also, Colorado's wine country. Majority of the wineries are right here. So very excited to chat with our innkeepers, Brad and Gail, who've been putting up with us. I always like to say that, but go to their website, vistasandvineyards.com, and also go to PalisadeCoc.com. That's the Chamber of Commerce. Gail is the president of that. And that website has all kinds of information and a great digital guide as well for you to plan your visit here, because it's time to start traveling. So welcome, Gail. How are you doing?
Doing great, and thanks for all the kind words. Yeah.
Hey, you bet. This place rocks, and it's funny because we're all on devices, right? And so it's like we're all spread out through the B&B and Airbnb and garden out here. So it's funny because we should just all be like videotaping this or something. But we're all here this way. And Brad, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you so much. And how are you doing?
We're doing good. We're upstairs drinking Viognier. Actually, we're about to. Listen, Vine 79. I know Champagne Sundays, but white wine. It's really whatever we want, right? And she was like, here. We were talking with her, having a little private party wine tasting yesterday, and because you can't wine taste yet, the COVID thing, but they're going to open soon. But you can go in and buy wine. And we ended up with a bunch of wine, and so we're finishing the Viognier, and now I think I'm going to sip on the next one because this happens. The Chardonnay from Mesa Park Vineyards. It's a 2008, and we stayed there, and they're awesome. But, Gail, how many wineries? 3 around here that we can walk to?
Yeah, we have 3 tasting rooms walking distance from Vistas and Vineyards, which is one of the things that attracted us to the property. So we tell our guests, go bike and check out the tasting rooms, further away, and then park your bike or park your car, and then do the rest of the day walking, and then come home and take a nap. That's what a lot of folks do.
Or get in that the swing under the tree. Oh, and listen, when you park your bike here, you park it in a wine barrel.
I love that.
Awesome.
So cool.
I know. I want to ride a bike just to do that. Brad, one of the coolest things I think about the B&B, and today I could say that our show is solar powered, and I don't think I've been able to say that. I know our websites are all part of green energy and all of that with what we do, but I never thought I could say we're solar powered radio right now, and that's thanks to you have these, solar power here. So you're the only solar powered B&B. How many people come here and want a tour of how the whole thing works, so that they can maybe do that at home?
Oh, we'd allow them to come here to take a look at our solar power, because we want to market that.
Okay.
We are the sole B&B in this community that is 100% solar powered, and we love it. That was one of our selling points in which we wanted to buy. And
I think she meant the gas.
Event. The wife drives a total electric car, so put in perspective, solar power charges her car, and then she drives on it. It's beautiful.
Wow,
cool.
I love that. And this area seems to be pretty, geared to being local. Everybody's like farm to table style, and even here at the B&B, Gail, you try to really source as much local and organic, whether it's the foods and all that kind of thing here, as much as you can.
Yeah, we try to be super eco-friendly, recycling, buying products locally. We get our eggs from somebody local. We follow organic as much as we can. And if not, we follow the Dirty Dozen, which is a philosophy that says that there are 12 food items that typically test the worst for chemicals. But a lot of our local folks practice organic, safe type gardening without necessarily getting the certification. So we kind of know who to buy from. And then we have an awesome farmers market that starts on, I think it's June 14th this year, and runs all the way through almost November. So we are just in heaven. We don't really need to plant our own garden. We've got,
wow,
people all around. Yeah. So we do have fruit trees, and that's pretty cool. But we just have a baby garden because, like I said, we can get that stuff from anybody. So,
but speaking of gardens,
nice.
You were digging into the history of this property, which I always think is so cool, especially as an inn. So this property, things change over the years. So it was a bigger piece of land, and then obviously, there's things going on, wineries and everything around you. But this was part of a zinnia farm, the zinnia flowers, which are so pretty.
Yeah, so in 1966, the Weddell family had this property and this house, which was about half the size of what it is now. We've seen some cool old pictures that they left behind, and they actually won all 3 America Awards in 1966 for their Peter Pan zinnias. They also grew chrysanthemums. They left us a great write-up on that, and you ladies have inspired us because we don't have either one of these flowers on the property, and we need to get, like an honor garden or something. So thanks for bringing that up. That's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to plant them. Cool. Can we do it while we're here? Let's go run out and get zinnias.
Oh, we could. Yeah.
Let's do it.
We'll buy some. Yeah.
Yeah, we miss gardening. That's the thing.
Yeah,
we miss gardening.
That's the one
we miss
thing
cooking
we really
at times.
miss.
We don't get to do all that as much on the road. So it's like whatever. If I'll dig the holes, I'll do whatever. Like really, you need any digging done? I'm here. I'm your gal.
All
I
right.
think I was a grave digger in my past life. Ask Nancy.
Yeah,
once
really.
I start digging, we could go to China.
No, seriously, you have to watch her. I came out to the garden when we were in 29 Palms, and she's digging 6 feet under. I'm like, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Planting a little tiny plant.
I'm in a zone. But I wanted to talk to you, Brad. Yesterday you said we were talking about all the things we've done. We've done the Colorado National Monument, which is incredible. We've done wine tasting, obviously. We've been all over public art in downtown Palisade and Grand Junction. And this area is just, like we were saying before, this was such a beautiful surprise and delicious surprise.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things, we were just, we're going to go here, do this park over there. But Brad, yesterday you said that we must go up on the Grand Mesa. This is something we're going to have to move our schedule around for because it's that important and beautiful, right?
Oh, it's very beautiful. 10,500 feet, as you had already mentioned, the largest mesa in the world, largest flat top mountain in the world. And it's just beautiful up there. I mean, there's still snow up there, and it will be for a couple more weeks. But as far as entertainment, outdoor entertainment, there is so much around here, from biking to fishing to hiking to camping. I mean, I could go on and on. There's a lot of places to visit, to entertain yourself in the outdoor society in which we're all 6 feet apart.
Yeah, well, that's cool, and I love the way your B&B is working that way too, because you have like the Airbnb private suite that has a private entrance. You can separate people in the house. The way dining is, it's so spacious here. People can be outside, one person can be inside. So, and of course, everything's clean, and you guys are super conscious, and I think that's really important as we travel. I'm answering a bunch of emails from people and Facebook messages. What's it like to travel? And I'm like, well, you live with your hands in disinfectant wipes. You feel like you're cleaning babies all the time. So it was like your hands, like, I know, I'm just saying, it's like, and when there was none around, we used to always carry them on the road. I mean, that was kind of how we traveled anyway.
Well, yeah.
And then this happened, and then then I'm like, we need more, and we couldn't find some, but we did get them right before, and we have a backup supply. Nobody steal them from our car. But you guys are super conscious about it with masks. But even last night, Gail, we were able to go to dinner, and everyone's kind of getting into this new weird normal of being able to eat, but there's rules, and that's really, everybody has to make their rules and abide by laws so that no one gets sick. But you guys are all managing to do it out here, which is really cool. And it's a clean area, clean town, we should say.
Yeah, I think Mesa County was really fortunate and kept our numbers down, and we got some permission to open some places earlier than other places in Colorado. So, like you said, lots of restrictions, but people need to get out, and some of the campgrounds and places have, been packed. So we historically have had a little bit older demographics, but that's changing. I think, younger people have in their minds, bed and breakfast, that's like where my parents would stay. But our place is so laid back and chill, and we don't have a lot of rules, and we're 420 friendly outside and things like that, that I think we are kind of, appealing more to younger generations who aren't right now as nervous to stay home. They're not as nervous to travel, I think. So, yeah, we're hoping our county see some traffic, but at the same time, people are respectful, especially like, the outdoor areas, like where Brad mentioned the Grand Mesa. Brad, how many lakes? Like 1,000 lakes up there or something?
Wow. Yes, and they're all natural lakes.
Yeah, and it's mostly, right, this time of year especially, you would do more fishing and kayaking and things, right? You're not going to be swimming in them because some of them might not be all the way thawed even. But you can go up there. We went up there, a month ago with the dogs and hiked up by the waterfall. And we actually should have brought snowshoes because there was still a lot of snow. But on Earth Day, that's what we did to celebrate Earth Day. And so that's what's really nice about the Western Slope is we can get away from things without necessarily, having to run into hundreds of other people. So.
So
nice.
You mentioned dogs. Now this is another awesome thing. Nancy and I love our dog fix.
Yes.
And boy, are we getting a good one. There's some sweet loving dogs here. Brad,
so cool.
tell us about your dogs, who they are, and because they're well behaved, but they've got the most beautiful faces. There's just. Do people come here,
so
Brad,
sweet.
to hang out with dogs? Like that was a big thing for us. We needed a dog fix.
Yeah, we've heard that before, as you said. They're dog fix.
Yeah.
Our dogs, they're very well mannered. Pierce is 8 years old. Bella's a year and a half, and we love them. We've had dogs, and we knew we were going to go this route in regards to a B&B. Our dogs are suited for it. Our dogs will greet you. If you're a dog person, they pick up on it. They'll sit there for you to pet them and play with you if you so wish. But we love our dogs, and we do have a room downstairs, the suite, that we do allow dogs. And Bella, the year and a half year old dog, she loves all dogs, and she will play. Both dogs, your dog and our dog, will get exercise by playing in the back acreage.
Yeah, and there's like a whole dog run for everybody. So you have like a fenced-in dog run, and yet what's great is that your dogs, and this is a big deal. And I'm not knocking hotels, but a lot of times you get in a hotel and you go outside with your dog and it's really concrete everywhere. Here your dogs right out their doorstep have green grass. It's soft for their feet, and I think they like the views too.
Yes, they do. And as you had mentioned, the dog run.
Go ahead.
If you want to leave your dog here, put them in the dog run. That's just fine.
That's nice. That's
cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
there's
when you go
awesome down by the river too. There's a walking trail, and if you have well-mannered dogs, you're allowed to take them down there off their leash. So
off leash.
That's what a lot of our guests will do. And it's not a dog park. It's actually just a trail, a concrete trail. And so a lot of our guests will take their dog over there and let him or her, get a bunch of exercise running around like a crazy dog, and then come back and, stash them for a while. You can take the dogs to a couple of the tasting rooms. You can't take them in anywhere. So, but, not super dog friendly environment. You can take them outside, like at the brewery, and that sort of thing. So.
Oh, the brewery. See, we haven't done the brewery or the distillery yet, and there are we're talking about wine all the time, but you got the other beauties here too.
Yeah. So
we've got time to visit them.
What's your favorite at the
ready.
Palisade Brewery?
Oh, it's the off the lay. And then, of course, the sandwich is called the Reuben. We all know the Reuben. They make a great Reuben sandwich there.
Yeah, it's great. I don't know when they can start live music again, but they've got live music, probably 4 or 5 nights a week, during normal times. And then the distillery is walking distance from the brewery, so that can be a little dangerous. But we luckily know a guy that has a tour company called Pally Tours, and he'll drive people around. Yeah, and
we're going to meet him, Dave, today.
Yeah, you're going to meet him later today. Yeah.
Yes.
We do have Lyft and Uber here, but unless there's a festival going on, it's kind of a quiet part. It's not like Grand Junction where you can just order a ride. It takes a little more planning. So Dave comes in really handy because we can pre-schedule with him. And the distillery has there's a lot of award-winning beverages going on in this valley right now. So
I'll test. I'll be a tester.
You can test. Yeah. I think it's the bourbon. Yeah, I think it's the bourbon at the distillery that just won an award. But we'll go find out later on. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they have their own agave, which is tequila, but unless it's made in Mexico, you can't call it tequila. But it's tequila, but it's called agave here in the United States. They have a great agave.
And a pear brandy.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'll have to go tasting. We'll do that. That'll be open, I think, this evening. So there we go.
After rafting.
Moving on.
There's rafting.
Yeah, after we go rafting on the Colorado River. And the one thing, too, that I'd want to throw out there, I'm glad you guys were anxious to go. When people hear the Colorado River and rafting, I think they picture like up by Glenwood Springs where there's, all the rapids, and it's kind of scary. And this river, the part of the river down here by Palisade and Grand Junction, is more of a float trip. So it's just a mellow little ride, and but still fun. You don't have to paddle or anything. There's enough of a current to keep you moving.
Can we take our wine
for folks?
Can we take our Portofino bag with wine?
I believe you can. Yeah, I don't know who's stopped yet.
Oh, that was cool.
Well, Dave from the Pally Tour said, and I said to him, well, look, I'm worried about my camera. He goes, listen, you get on the raft. He goes, the only way you're going to get wet is if you do it. And he's like, and that's up to you. If you want to dive off, you can dive off. He's like, but, he said that it's really neat that we're going to be able to kind of float through the towns, and actually get it. And I think that is so cool because you get the idea of a whole different perspective of a region by being on water. And you get this whole other view. And you see wildlife a little bit better sometimes, some of the birds. And that's something I want to touch on is the birds. This is something Nancy and I noticed is the amount of bird life. Of course, you got Canadian geese. We've seen osprey, herons, the hummingbirds. You guys have some serious hummingbird action.
We do.
They're cool. You guys keep the hummingbird feeders going, and you sit outside, and the hummingbirds will visit you. In fact, this morning at breakfast, the hummingbird wanted to come in because the hummingbird knew there was fruit. Like he knew. He's like, I want in. You got fruit. I want it. Get over. Open the door.
You're giving me this nectar. I don't want it. I want something more sustainable. Yeah.
Well,
yeah. There are a lot of bird watching happening, and we have all the details that we can give people if that's something they're into. That's just the beauty of the valley is you can be as active as you want or sedentary, or if you have special interests. There are wild horses. I think you guys are going to go try to find the wild horses out by Cameo, Book Cliff. a little bit later in the week. So, there's a shooting range, an outdoor shooting range. Brad, I don't know if you want to talk about that in Cameo.
Oh, it's beautiful. The shooting range, it's an outdoor shooting range with covers over it. And you set up your targets out there. But then up the mountains, you have these different plates up there, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 yards away. And it goes on and on. So it's for anybody who wants to go out and shoot their rifle and or their pistol or their bow and arrow, it's a great place. I strongly suggest it. I mean, to go further, you've got a shooting range, you've got biking. What do we not have here on the quote-unquote western slopes?
Yeah. I like the slope thing. I think that is super cool, fun.
I'm going to
go
to the
slope. I want to touch on the bed and breakfast because I love the garden area. I love the bicycle with the flowers. So there's so much color in the fruit trees, and it just is the views, the sunset over, the golden hour. Everybody talks the golden hour here. It's at sunrise, sunset, and it hits the cliffs, and it's magic. I was like, yesterday, I'm like, where's magic hour? But the B&B itself, the rooms are all themed. Gail,
they're big.
They're big and spacious, and I think that's what we all want right now. And the bathrooms are clean. It's just like it's awesome. But all the different themes are neat because you have a desert Southwest, a nature, an ocean, the Northwest, and so they all connect. Were these themes that were there before you took it over, or is that what you put your spin on?
So we morphed a little bit. So the ocean room was historically called the Tico room. And while Brad and I are huge fans of Costa Rica, and the word Tico resonated with us right away because that's what they call themselves, we thought, a lot of folks maybe haven't been to Costa Rica and they're not exactly sure, what that means. So that became the ocean room, and that was a little bit of paint and switching up a few things and making it look a little less jungle and, more on the beach side. So that's where that came from. That's our largest suite with the private entrance and the jacuzzi tub. And the North by Northwest we inherited from the previous owners, and that's all about, kind of the Seattle, Portland area. And we really like that area. So we left that, and the Southwest Sunsets also was previously named and has some really cool artwork, and even the furniture looks very Southwest, like knotty pine kind of bed frames and things. And then the upstairs room, we changed to the nature room. And it had been called Buenos Sarah. I can't say it. That's part of the reason we changed it. Buenos Suera.
Buenos Aires.
Italian for good night.
Oh, no wonder you changed the name.
Good night. Good night.
Yeah, but I couldn't pronounce it, so I said, Brad, we have to change that name. So so we had some artwork. Thomas Mangelson is a photographer who's from our original hometown, Omaha, Nebraska. He's from there, and so we had some cool nature prints of his, and just kind of put it together. So the whole bed and breakfast is just really, how you said at the very beginning, how you stumbled on Palisade. You're not sure what brought you here. Brad and I were going to retire in Palisade. We loved it out here, but we really weren't looking for a bed and breakfast. And I couldn't sleep one night, and I got up and booted up the computer, and here was this Vistas and Vineyards. And the previous owners had it for 13 years, and it actually was turned into a bed and breakfast in the mid-90s by a family who lived in it. And so they took a 3-bedroom house and expanded and put this great dining room and this suite below it. And so anyway, it was like the universe calling. And I kept saying, Brad, here, let me show you this bed and breakfast that's for sale. No, right, Brad? You're like, I don't want to look at it.
Yeah. Well, now you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm here.
We came to visit and fell in love and just kept thinking, it woke me up in the middle of the night for some reason. So, yeah, and it's a great
I love that
community.
you can see the brick and you can see some of the original trees and the brick on the outside where you can see the the beginnings of this. And I think it is a laid back atmosphere here, which again I think bed and breakfasts are changing. Nancy and I typically don't normally do bed and breakfasts because of the way we work and all of that, and it's normally for couples. And I have to say, we've been having a blast in Palisade at all the different bed and breakfasts here included, just relaxed. The internet is better than big hotels. I'm just going to say that. And it depends on the hotel. I'm not knocking the hotels because we live in hotels and we love them. But there's a whole different thing. And what I think, Nancy and I, Nancy, it's you get to know people here. It's a little bit different. That's what you sit down with the innkeepers and sometimes the guests too. Not so much now with all the COVID thing, but everyone's separated. But we can yell across the yard. But you get to converse and you find out what's going on
more
in the
about
region.
More about the place you're visiting. So it's really handy. And previously, our ideas was bed and breakfasts were sort of run by people in their 90s. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
You're so going to get emails from this now. We're not meaning anything wrong.
And you felt like you were kind of intruding a little bit, So I think it's really refreshing because all the B&Bs we've been to are young and vibrant, and the decor is not like from the 1800s.
Well, some of it is.
Yeah, I'm so going to get in trouble for that.
No, and I think you're right on the, with the virus having been here, and I'll let Brad talk about the plunge, the bike trail that's coming in. But regardless, I think what's cool about the modern day bed and breakfast is that we are adaptable. So, if somebody doesn't want a big sit down full breakfast, that's fine. We'll bring them something to their room. With trying to do social distancing, we'll probably offer different eating times, or we'll have maybe, a couple folks on the deck and a couple folks inside and somebody on the patio and that kind of thing. But the other thing is, lifestyles are changing. So like Brad, if you want to talk about like the plunge that's coming in with the mountain bikers, those guys probably won't want to eat a big breakfast, right?
That's right.
You want to tell them about the plunge?
Yes. We have this Palisade plunge. It's going to start up at the Grand Mesa, if you will, 10,500 feet. It's going to come all the way. This trail networking is going to come all the way down into Palisade, 35 miles of trails, major portion of it being downhill. So this town of Palisade is going to grow. Hence, we're building a bunkhouse in the back called the Biker's Bunk, and bunk beds and what have you for not limited, but as Gail mentioned, they may not want a big breakfast. Give them a fruit salad and a carbohydrate bar, protein bar, and let them go. And it's just going to. I think what's yet to happen in Palisade, it's remarkable. Before buying this bed and breakfast, we talked to a couple real estate agents and other people. So what's happening in Palisade? What's going to happen? What's going to happen to Palisade? And all these ideas, everything from all the wineries to the Palisade plunge and everything in between. So they can suit so many people. The biking trails that are all around this place, they're just unreal. So you got people who want wine to people who want biking and everyone in between.
And history. You got
and
history and art.
And festivals. Hopefully we'll get our festivals back one day. Our Bluegrass Festival, you guys probably heard, was to be the second weekend of June, we were going to have a beer festival that's sponsored by the Chamber on May 10th. That one actually we've been able to reschedule because it's a little bit more of a local festival. The Bluegrass Festival had, artists that were coming, musicians. So that one got postponed until next year. But we're hoping the beer festival will right now is scheduled for October 10th, which still I think a lot of people don't know too about the weather out here. So when it starts to get, colder and even in like the Denver area, a little bit gloomier, the Palisade, the Valley area, Grand Junction, this whole Fruita, you can still get out and mountain bike ride, into December. You can wear shorts in December a lot of times. We really, we're the high desert. So the season goes on a lot longer here. And in a way, maybe phoning some things like the beer festival will help get the word out, to people that we aren't just a, June to Peach Fest or Wine Fest in September kind of thing. So it's exciting.
Cool. So there's a lot of festivals, which I think is cool for people to go and to get to know the area. The downtown is so cool. It's so quaint and funky, charming, and cool. And the chamber office is down there, so when you're in town, you can go get all the brochures, but they also have them up on their website. Again, that's PalisadeCoc.com. And for Vistas and Vineyards, for the B&B, check it out, vistasandvineyards.com. So you can be jealous of, where you're not right now. We wish you were here. That's what I'm saying. It's really
and
cool.
Follow us on
thank
Facebook.
You.
Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, too. We put up some fun photos. You might even get to see Brad dance in the kitchen every now and then.
Well, you never know.
Wait a minute. Here we go. Video coming
and
up.
And Bella and Pierce, the dogs. See, everyone's going to see the dogs. They're the coolest.
Yeah.
But we're not letting you go without your champagne toast. I know we do a lot of glass clinking around here. I don't think I've ever had this much wine, but that's not true. Everybody knows he's going to go bull. We love our wine. I know. To me, I'm just going to, I love wine, as you both know, and everybody who's met us here knows that. And Nancy, you and I could I feel like we should have our own barrels and just roll in the barrel from one winery to the next, and just
Well, I think if anybody's having any kind of wine tasting competition, we should be the judges.
I just want to be in it. Yeah, I just want to keep tasting.
Yeah,
the wines here are exceptional. They are exceptional.
Yes, they are.
And we do a lot of wine drinking, and we're we're not snobby about it. We have our sometimes we have our big jugs, and sometimes we don't. It's like, but the wines here are. I want our travel writer friends to all come here. I want to plan a trip. I want to bring them all here because they're all wine travel writers. Yeah, I want them to. They're all asking me. I'm getting emails. Well, I didn't know about Colorado's wine. I'm like, well, you all are. You need to come. You need to come out here because this is like a hidden gem, like for us.
It is.
Yeah.
And I hate that term, but it's true. When it's true, it's true. So I'm going to use that little cliche. But champagne toast. So we're doing a lot of that around here. We want to know, what are you happy about? So let's start with you, Gail. What are you toasting to?
I would like to toast today to Megan, my son's girlfriend, who, although it's her birthday today, so happy birthday to Megan. And
happy birthday! She shares it with Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan,
come on.
Good
Bob Dylan and Megan have the same birthday. That's awesome. So, although he followed her to Tucson. She's just an incredible person, and I'd like to wish her happy birthday.
Awesome.
Yeah, happy birthday, Megan. Yeah. And hey, Tucson is our old hometown. It still is. Our storage unit's there, so it's home, and our mail goes to our friends, and our friends are there, and we love Tucson. Tucson rocks.
Yeah, say hi to our storage unit.
Yeah, please go to our storage unit and see if Sabu, our big, I can't even explain Sabu, but you have to go in and say hi to him. He's watching over all our stuff. So, Brad, what are you toasting to? Oh, wait, did you have another one? I thought you had two.
Brad has one.
Another one, Gail?
No, go ahead.
Did you have two, Gail? I thought you had two.
No, Brad has one.
Okay.
I've got one. I'm toasting to my mother. She had a couple of cardiac issues here lately, and she's had the procedures to, obviously, if you will, repair them. She's looking a lot stronger. But I want to toast to everybody. Stay safe. Stay strong, stay safe, stay wise, and we're going to get through this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Thanks, Brad.
I like that.
You
yeah.
bet.
We toast to everyone, too, and stay wise, stay healthy, and drink wine.
Exactly. Drink wine.
Yeah.
It's
Stay
money
wise
more
with
with
wine. Yeah, I
There you
love
go.
that. I
Should
love
have
that.
some.
And
Happy
I toasted
DM.
today that it was the Colorado National Monument's birthday today, so she's sharing her birthday with a monument. It was born as a monument. It was born many, many millions of years ago with all that geology. Are you kidding me? That is like seriously one of the coolest
That's
parks.
amazing.
I think it should be national park status. I think it's that phenomenal.
Yes, it should. That's something that
I
should
agree.
start in this valley here. People should start the movement to make it a national park.
I think that's a great idea.
This whole area
it's like
should
a
be
baby
national
Grand
heritage.
Canyon.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I say it had a baby it's the baby of the Grand Canyon and the Monument Valley put together. They had a little baby and they called it Colorado.
Colorado National Monument, yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, there's national heritage areas. You have South Park, yes, the TV show. South Park is a national heritage area. You have the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, that one, Sangre de Cristo National Heritage Area out here as well in Colorado. You could be a national heritage area for the whole Grand Valley to protect the heritage of agriculture and wine, and also all the the pioneers that came out here. You got to think about the Native American heritage out here as well, and then you've got the river, the Colorado River. That's very important, and you've got all of these parks and mountains. So I wish I had a magic wand and just would go tinkle tinkle. You guys are a national park and a national heritage area. So that's my toast.
That would be great.
It's my wish.
Thanks.
Yeah. Because it would be very cool. But thank you for having us here. And everyone, again, vistasandvineyards.com is the website. Come out here and park your bike in a barrel.
That's
you'll
right.
have a barrel
Thanks,
of fun.
ladies.
Thanks. You take care. And we want to thank everyone for joining us here on Big Blend Radio Champagne Sunday Show. Tomorrow is Memorial Day, so of course we're not going to air a show. We'll be busy honoring our men and women who have served us and protected us for the years and around the world. And also, we'll be back, though, on Wednesday. We have a show dedicated to Palisades. So you hear about camping, RVing, the river. You'll hear about wine, of course. So stay tuned for that.
More wine.
More wine. So that show is dedicated to that. So stay tuned. Go to bigblendradio.com. We want to thank everybody. Enjoy your rest of your Memorial weekend, and don't behave yourself, except for keeping that that 6 feet away. Someone's going to come out with a ruler, so you have to behave. But other than that, don't behave, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's right.
Be safe, but don't behave.
That's right.
Have a great day.
Take care, everybody.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. You too.